Now, the UK government has unveiled a €33 billion plan to save jobs. British Chancellor of the Exchequer, Rishi Sunak, announced what the government is calling the second phase of measures to deal with the economic fallout of the pandemic. The plan includes a temporary reduction of value-added tax on many goods and services, a job placement scheme for young people, and a new jobs retention bonus for employers.
We will pay the bonus for all furloughed employees. So if employers bring back all 9 million people who have been furloughed, this would be a £9 billion policy to retain people in work. Our message to business is clear. If you stand by your workers, we will stand by you.
Well, for more on this, let's cross over to London now, where we can speak to our reporter, Victoria Smith. Victoria, good to see you there. Tell us more about what Rishi Sunak had to say.
Well, afternoon, Tokes. Well, as you can see, I'm standing in a fairly new retail and business development in West London. You can see that some of the cafes behind me are open, some of the shops are still shut. So one of the big announcements the Chancellor made was a boost for hospitality and tourism, a massive industry that employs some 2 million people, and 80% of these businesses have been temporarily shut during lockdown. So what he's offering is a cut in VAT, value-added tax, which means that will come down from 20% of what's currently being paid to 5%, down from 20% to 5% in VAT. So that's good news for cafes, restaurants, bars, cinemas, zoos, the whole spectrum of those involved in the hospitality industry. Also, a big strategy for job creation, a three-part plan, which the Chancellor calls the Kickstart scheme. That's focused primarily on the young, those aged between 16 and 25. The Chancellor wants to pay employers to create new jobs for them, or to create new traineeships or apprenticeships in areas such as construction or engineering or social care. And there'll be investment as well in the long-term unemployed by doubling the number of staff in employment centres called job centres here. When it comes to the housing industry, another big announcement, there'll be a cut in stamp duty. Now, that's the sales tax you pay on your house if it's over a certain amount. So previously, the level was 125,000, at which you would have to pay this stamp duty. Now it's gone up to 500,000, so that's going to help those on the lower end of the spectrum and those who are first-time buyers as well. And the Chancellor gave a nod to the green industry by announcing a relatively modest investment of €2 billion in green homes, in making our private homes and our social housing more energy efficient.
Victoria, did the Chancellor say anything? I know you mentioned this Eat Out to Help Out part of his programme of package of measures to boost the economy. Now, could this cause more controversy? Because we saw, for example, the breaches of social distancing rules just in the last week when pubs were reopened.
Well, this government loves a mantra, it loves a catchphrase, yes, eat out to help out. Now, the government is, of course, treading a very fine line between aiming to keep the nation safe and aiming to get businesses back up and running. Restaurants and cafes, and you can see one behind me, are coming up with solutions to stay safe, such as eating outside, drinking outside, like these people here. Inside, waiting staff come to the table to avoid you going to the bar. They are wearing PPE, there's social distancing and deep cleaning going on as well. Yes, of course, we have seen some evidence of lockdown easing going wrong when we've seen crowds in outside pubs and on beaches. And we know as well that 3 pubs in the UK have announced that they've had to close as soon as they opened because of cases of COVID being recorded there. Although some would say that is proof that this contact, trace and test scheme is starting to work where it should. So yes, it is a bit of a compromise going on here. We can only see how it goes. But in the meantime, I think the retail industry will be welcoming this news from the Chancellor and hopefully, presumably, some of its customers as well.
Victoria Smith reporting for us there from London. Thank you.